apparently this is going on in Texas right now. Why am I not surprised? Trans people not allowed in Texas. Anime not allowed in Texas. What's going on? Can I move my model somewhere? So, I'm going to be reacting to this guy right here. Chibi is... Chibi's been through some weird shenanigans. I'm not going to lie. Also, my face is being blocked by chat. Oh my god. What am I doing? Can anybody see me? Oh my god, this is so weird. Nobody can see my face. Hello? Can you see me in the corner?
About 2 months ago, there was a bill trying to get past the United States court system that theoretically could get everybody that watches anime labeled as a felon, aka you'd be thrown in prison, jail, whatever, fined, just for the sheer act of watching an episode of Goblin Slayer. Obviously, this was met with a lot of criticism, a lot of people were upset about it.
They're going after Goblin Slayer? Why? Because of the first 5 minutes of the episode? Oh, I get it. The conservatives are trying to actually block this anime because Christian conservative views. Oh my god. I hate when I hate when they, oh my god. Oh my god. I hate when they bring this up.
A lot of people were talking about big YouTube content creators, big Twitch streamers. Everybody was talking about the situation for very good reason. And so you fast forward to a few days ago, apparently that bill that was causing a lot of ruckus was completely shut down in the court system of Texas, so you no longer have to worry about that. However, following this, a few days later, there was an announcement that a Republican senator has introduced a bill to define obscenity, and it may pose risk to video games and
They're going after Shimoneta? Really? Having panties on your face is lewd. Yeah, no.
anime. This information, this source directly comes from this.
Okay, here's the thing that actually that I'm gonna end up saying with my big forehead just like leaning down on the in the corner. I'm not insinuating anything, okay? Oh god, I can see the views on this video being a thing. I'm not insinuating that I'm doing anything lewd at the bottom, okay? Look, my face, you see my face? And I have to stop in the most awkward moment. Oh my lord. Yeah, so anyways, it's like... Yeah, the thing is that these people don't understand comedy, right? They just don't understand the concept of comedy. The concept of comedy has actually reached an all-time low in the past decade, which is absolutely ludicrous. It started with the problem with, what is it, a long time ago with not Family Guy. No. It didn't start with Family Guy. It started with old school Looney Tunes. I think it was back in 2005, I think. People had a problem with violence in Looney Tunes, right? And then it carried on over to... what is it called? Violence in video games. And then there was assumed what else was there? Holding hands was considered lewd in Japan. but not considered lewd in the States. That was a weird debacle. What else was there in the United States that people hated? As far as like conservatives, and it doesn't even consider conservative views too. Some of the Democrats actually had a problem with this too, right? Honestly, anime getting. Can we just say that anime is an art form? Can we not can we not actually have some sort of level of culture? Do we have to politicize everything? I just want to watch harem anime. I just want to watch some like anime about romance and comedy and stuff like that. And if it happens to be Shimoneta, fine, I guess. You mix lewd things with rom com and stuff like that, which is honestly, ironically, a a refreshing view about how to do rom coms and stuff like that. I'm just like, dude, really? Ah, there's some wholesome kind of like lewd anime out there that's like rom commy. I do believe High School DD was going that way, and I do think there's some Rule 34 anime out there that explore this concept as well. Right? But the thing is that people have just have no comedic bone in their life, in their body. They think that the world is against them. Their views are so small. Their belief system and their world is just completely and utterly just discombobulated from the real world. They think that they think people like me are unintelligent, which, by the way, to some extent that's kind of true. But the thing is that there's also a level of wisdom, right? So just because you're smart does not make you wise. And just because you're wise does not make you smart. However, if you're a person that's wise and smart, well, you could pretty much kind of see all this whole infighting this whole like subject matter is kind of irrelevant, and you'll see like, oh, why is this even a thing? Why are we even fighting about this in the first place? Let me enjoy my waifus. Can I please enjoy my waifus?
It's trying to be passed right now. It's an introduction of it. You can see it right here. I'll actually even link this in the description if you want to read it for yourself. But the point of the matter is that we have a senator that is once again trying to do the exact same thing as what we saw in Texas. If there's anything you can take away from this so far with this information, it's the fact that both sides of the political spectrum are not your friends. They will censor you. They will completely try to silence you if you...
True! 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 Very true! Hey, Bint! I hope you're listening to about this, because you kind of fall into this freaking category.
Given any form of position of power. And in this case, that is obviously what is happening here. And I just want to outline this, that it is absolutely crazy that we are in 2025 and we are still trying to censor stuff like anime in video games because apparently it could cause violence.
Did they do this with Crunchyroll too? I feel like they tried to do this with Crunchyroll. Like, low-key, they were doing this without the consent of the peoples and legislation, right? So, yeah, I know Funimation doesn't follow before they got bought out by Crunchyroll, I know Funimation doesn't follow this sort of, like, culture war aesthetic that's going around. But in order to increase survivability, I guess Funimation allowed themselves to be bought out by Crunchyroll as a survival kind of thing, but that didn't work out because now Crunchyroll kind of dissolved Funimation, from what I understood. I could be wrong. Am I wrong about that? I know Funimation got deleted, right?
Of people to do things that it would hurt other people. It's like, no, separate fiction from reality. It's absolutely insane that you have these old fogies that are in positions of power able to do stuff like this. It's just crazy. It's just rampant censorship. And honestly, I'm just going to be completely blunt with you. This is not going to pass. It's not. It's going to probably run into the same direction as this bill that obviously got shut down. But it does not change the fact that one day you throw enough arrows at the dartboard, eventually you're going to land. It's going to land a bullseye. And one of these times, the bill might eventually get passed, which could theoretically damage video games, anime, and just fiction in general. Just to be able to, express yourself with freedom of expression within writing, etc. One of these days, one of these bills will pass, which is why it's incredibly important to talk about this and call stuff like this out. Because obviously, this will affect culture itself. This will affect anime, manga, video games, entertainment. And just because this is in, let's say, the United States, doesn't necessarily mean that this won't have a global effect and a systematic domino effect if it is allowed to happen. But obviously, I'm getting a little bit off topic. The point of the matter is that this bill that is being introduced into, the court system to try to be passed as a law is more or less trying to define obscenity. And for those that don't know what obscenity really is, it can be a label for a lot of different things, but one of the easiest ones is actually from this image right here of Shimonetta. This image here right...
This anime has been notorious for a lot of controversy. A lot of controversy. Personally, I kind of like, I kind of like this brunette right here. I know I've said that I kind of like white-haired girls, but I think Anna from Shimonetta, oh my god, that's a... I just realized where my face is, and where I paused at in the video. Position of my face, please. Oh my god, this is crazy. Oh my god, this makes me so awkward.
Theoretically, depending on how a law of obscenity is labeled, if this bill does theoretically pass, you could probably go to jail, maybe have fines, get a felony just for watching Shimonetta. That is the point of the matter. And it's crazy just how Shimonetta as an anime really told the future. It's crazy that it was not just a comedy anime about fan service and this like 1984 status type stuff, like this dystopian future. It was a warning. And it's just like, I doubt the writer, when they wrote that series and when it was animated, ever had any intention of that to happen. But it's clear as time continues to march forward, as we continue to see just the overall ramifications and the changes within culture itself, not just anime and manga, but just the entertainment industry, we have definitely seen a massive uptick of like anti-fan service, games that might be deemed problematic. You have stuff just being completely censored. We have seen this obviously in the gaming industry, and there has definitely been a lot of blowback, a lot of pushback in those.
This is why I kind of blasted Take-Two Interactive, because they took out what is it called? When they like did the whole censoring kind of thing. This was like during the whole culture war kind of thing, right? Yeah, this is why I blasted Take-Two Interactive on that video. When it comes to like video games and like censorship and stuff like that. Because when Take-Two Interactive it had like Rockstar Games censor their content, especially on the GTA Online, they removed the cross-dressing guys from the game, and they changed the white cop into a black cop into their screen, and that's censorship. If you think about it, that's censorship, and that's like political propaganda. That's a sign, dude. It's like, Bro, put back the cross-dressers. You think that, oh, the trans people are being insulted because of the way the cross-dressers in GTA 5 are being depicted. Darling, I'm a trans person, and I took no offense to the cross-dressers in GTA 5 Online. At that point in time, I was like, bro, like this is dumb. This is silly. Like, what's your point?
But obviously, the anime among the community is experiencing something in a very similar way, a smaller scale, but it definitely is happening. Anyone that says it is not happening has definitely been living under a rock, or they purposely are remaining blind to the situation. The point of the matter is that I think seeing this type of stuff and seeing how Shimoneta really was a warning to all this really blows me away. I never would have thought when I...
Shimoneta was not the only one. You also got, what is it called, Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid? You even got Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid. I think Berserk actually ended up getting thrown under the rock too. It didn't. Didn't Akira also get under the rock too? Was it? Yeah, I think Akira might have been part of the whole thing. I could be wrong, but I think Evangelion as well. What other so quote unquote problematic anime was there out there? Wasn't it Chunibyo? Yeah. I think Chunibyo was out there probably as it was one of the more wholesome anime. Oh god, what was it? I think what was it Silent Voice? That was kind of thrown under the rug. SAO was thrown as problematic, as one of the problematic anime because of some cherry-picked scenes in Australia. I remember that specifically. Australia had a problem with anime. I think it was a cherry-picked scene from, I think, SAO, and it was the scene where Asuna was getting licked on by the dude. A very explicit scene, but it was kind of censored in its own way, because it was kind of dotting the line of too much fan service, right? And obviously, Australia had a problem with that, so they tried to pass legislation and blah, yada, yada, yada. And this is happening in Texas? Really? Panties on your face is problematic. Why? I mean, my guy, there's plenty of people who are getting atomic wedgies in the school system. in junior high and elementary school. For those of you who guys who don't know what a freaking atomic wedgie is, an atomic wedgie is a wedgie in which you take somebody's pants or like underwear and try to forcibly put it over their head. That's essentially what an atomic wedgie is. Now, a turban wedgie recently came into a foot in which you, in the attempt that you try to pull the person's underpants from behind, try to attach it to the person's head, and then you essentially attempt to twirl them around while hanging them, hanging the underpants over the person's head. Are we now gonna somehow ban that? Really? Is that explicit? I mean, if you're gonna be banning Shimoneta or attempt to use Shimoneta as a thing, should you try to ban atomic wedgies and turban wedgies as well? Yeah.
I first watched it years ago. I think it's been almost a decade since it came out. that it would actually foreshadow what is happening in 2025. Anyways, back.
And the fact that you probably you know what they're doing? They're coping right now because they're trying to they're trying to equate Shimoneta to streaking. I I I I think they're trying to use a plethora of mental gymnastics to equate Shimoneta to streaking on a football field. And they're gonna think, oh, Shimoneta is a quote unquote gateway drug to incentivize people to streak on a football field. If that's the level of mental gymnastics that they're going for, oh my god. This is the same level of logic where they try to ban violence in video games. And they think, oh, just because somebody plays GTA Online or somebody plays what is it called, Red Dead Redemption, that people are gonna put on cowboy hats and cowboy boots, try to rent a mini horse and start going pew 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 to what is it called, to a field trip, to a farm, right? Are we gonna equate that? Is that the level of waffling mental gymnastics we're going to go through?
Into the main point of this discussion, this bill.
And honestly, people are going to think, oh, wait, hold on a second. Anna put, made some very special cookies to the protagonist, the male protagonist of this anime. So people in the legislation are going to think, well, the women are going to make cookies which also include the love nectar of women, right? So freaking kidding me? They think people are going to put love nectar in cookies. The level of word salad and mental gymnastics that's unreal, bro.
I personally don't believe it's going to go anywhere. However, it is very important to reinstate this again in this video. When you throw enough darts or random objects at the board, one day those objects will stick. They will. They will stick one. If there is not conversation around it, if people are not aware of it, that is the whole point of it. These politicians, these senators within power on the Republican side or Democratic side or any other form of country will do anything they can to be able to censor you, control the narrative, and do what they can to remain in power.
Guys, nobody can control me. Nobody can control what I have to say. You want to know why? Because I'm part of every single freaking community and watch every single thing that is people deemed as problematic. Have you seen my YouTube feed? Let me show you the YouTube feed that I have. Okay, this is insane. This is insane. My YouTube feed is all over the... Wow, okay, this is called Attractive in Japan. This is this is basically my YouTube feed. Right? This is my freaking YouTube feed. It is unreal. I think yeah, so basically my YouTube feed is basically a bunch of darts being thrown at me right now, and it's like okay, I click on a video and then it's just like, okay, so you click on this video, the YouTube algorithm is going to try to pinpoint the like what I like to watch and stuff like that, and it's going to cater my point of view, and it's And because I do react videos right now, it's gonna skew my perception, and it's gonna make me react to uh like videos that is geared to my political spectrum, and so on and so forth. But right now, as it stands, I'm making videos that do both sides, and I'm clicking on like different videos and like so on and so forth on different political spectrums, talking about different anime. You know, the AI algorithm is trying to pinpoint where I'm sitting at, yada 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 yada. And look at this, I have not once seen the level of the AI being so freaking confused. Remember a couple of weeks ago when I said that I won the YouTube algorithm game? Guess what, guys? I'm still holding the record. I'm still holding the record. I have yet once again confused the YouTube algorithm. I'm so evil.